The only way to overcome fear, you're not going to like this answer, but the only way to overcome fear is to overcome fear.
Life is hard. Business is hard. Relationships are hard. There's hardness all around us. But just because things are hard doesn't mean we can't do it. We can do hard things.
But there's hope, because even people, quote unquote, like me, we can hire. We can get people to help us to build the systems that we can work within.
All today's show is so good.
But number one, I've never seen an intro like that.
It is my hope and desire that not only will episode 30 still be fun, but episode 300 will be even more fun. You are made for something great, so go and be awesome.
Ten seconds remaining.
And welcome to the show. My name is Renee Hastings, and I'm your host of Renee Speaks. Y'all, this episode is brought to you by Executive Help Now and powered by Livestream Editors. At Executive Help Now, we're all about simplifying your business so you can focus on what really matters, from streamlining operations and managing your back office to producing podcast shows and keeping everything organized. Our team is here to help you thrive. So if you're ready to make your life just a little bit easier, hit us up at www.executivehelpnow.org. Y'all, today's guest is nothing short of amazing. His name is Ramon Ray, and he is a serial entrepreneur who has started 5 companies, sold 3, and is recognized as an expert in small business success. He's a keynote speaker, author of The Celebrity CEO, and publisher of zoneofgenius.com, helping entrepreneurs build strong personal brands and grow their businesses. Y'all, put your hands together for Ramon Ray. Hello.
Hey, Renee, how are you? Thanks for having me. Renee, can I just say one thing real quick?
Absolutely.
If Executive Help Now does for clients what I experienced just in a few minutes with you, what an amazing service. What an amazing organization. You know, I don't know if that's exactly, but I'm going to guess, like, just from the moment I arrived in our studio here, right? The studio we have here, what an amazing experience with you and your team member. And I just want to shout out. I had FOMO. I was impressed. I'm like, okay, this is Executive Help Now. So kudos to you, Renee. Thanks for having me on your show. I'm done. It's your show. I'm done. Thanks.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Ramon. That was so fantastic. I truly appreciate you. And our team is absolutely amazing. I have to give it back to them because we would not be what we are were it not for them. So thank you for that shout out and that praise and recognition. And where I may snag it and use it as a testimonial.
You should indeed.
So Ramon, tell us, I'm so excited to get to know you better. I've seen nothing but incredible things about you and the work you're doing and your positivity. Lord, we need so much more of that, yes. Right? So tell me, what inspired your journey as a small business advocate? Have you always, from the time you could just walk, wanted to help small businesses? How did this all happen?
Yeah, you know the story, Renee, of, I'm probably mixing up a few stories, but where like the baby or the guy was pushed in the water and they were like, oh, wow, you swim so good. You swim so fast. Why did that? They said, you didn't know I was pushed. If I didn't swim, I would drown. So Renee, really, I wish I could say it was some deep inspiration, and we'll get to that. I'm sure there's some inspiration in there for sure. But really the main thing was I had a career at the United Nations for many years, a great organization. That's where I worked, where I served quite a bit until the day that I didn't have that anymore. And that's what really propelled me into full-time entrepreneurship. I had started about one or two businesses at the UN, Renee, but really when I was fired from the UN, when my contract wasn't renewed as you wish with the wording, that's really thrust me into full-time entrepreneurship. So I think, yes, it's grown into a passion. It's grown into an interest in recent years, but the starting point was just really survival. So that's really what it was. And today is one who's, as you said already, started 5 companies, sold 3 companies, been on the biggest and best stages in the world, working with amazing people like you. I just love the waking up every morning kind of, the risk excites me. And as Seth Godin said, and I'll wrap up with this, Seth Godin says, I get to do what I want with who I want, how I want it, as it were. And you answer to your customers, you answer to the market. But that's what I enjoy about entrepreneurship.
Yes, it is truly amazing. So there's nothing like being an entrepreneur. Like you said, it is risky. It can be scary at times. I'm a woman of faith, so God hears from me all day. Like,
yes,
all day. Like, Lord, okay, now what? And
there was something special about you. You and I are dialed in on that. I'm a man of prayer, a Christian, a man of faith, deep faith as well. My parents are ministers, so yes, I'm dialed in with you on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, there's the freedom that comes with it, but with that freedom and that risk, there's just so many unknowns, and you just have to trust and know that you're living in your purpose and that you are doing what you're called to do. And so you can't help really but be excellent, but there's always these opportunities that present themselves to stretch you, to say, okay, well, you've done this for so long, you're getting a little bit too comfortable. Let me throw this little wrench in the chain to see, how you handle these particular things and kind of help grow and stretch you to have new conversations or think new ways or look at things differently, and just so many opportunities as an entrepreneur.
100%. I think that's the challenge as well, is that we get to decide what we do or don't do. And there's a lot of opportunities there. And some things are good to step into. Some things we should not do. And some things, Renee, as you may agree, you don't know what you should do or not until you try it, So, hey, sometimes you have to, people say throwing spaghetti against a wall, sometimes in a pejorative or negative way. But I think that's part of entrepreneurship, to try new things. Hey, let me try this out. Maybe it's something as simple as, your amazing show here. Let me try a different color. And people screaming, Renee, why you put yellow in there? Okay. Or not. So
right. Exactly. So I love this life. I was a part of corporate America for many, many years. And like you at the UN, I wasn't quite at the UN level, but I still got to work with Fortune 100 and Fortune 500 company executives, and got a kind of a taste and a feel for what it's like to support executives on that level. And one thing that helped me, like I see as also part of who you are, is staying positive, keeping a positive mindset and mentality and attitude as approaching different situations truly helped me. Can you tell me how it has shaped you and your approach as well?
Yeah, one of my friends, Summer Owens, Renee, she talks about the concept of so what. She went through some abuse, had a, not optimal life in her younger years, but she's so resilient and said, so what? So what am I going to do about it? So I think that's the concept of being unapologetically positive. As you and your team may know, it's in my emails. It's what I kind of hang my hat on, is that, the proverbial milk has spilled. We're going to sit here, Renee, and stare at it, watch it drip down on the table and make a bigger mess? No, wipe that stuff up, get another bottle, get another glass, and keep moving on. So I think the concept that I see is things are going to come your way. Curveballs are going to come your way. The car may crash. You may fall. This will happen. Donnie McClurkin, we fall down and we get up. Come on now. So,
okay, I'm sorry. Yes.
Come on now. Let's go. We can do it together. The lag time. We'll have to do it in a live studio. But point being is that's what thing it takes to get back up, learn from the mistakes you made, course correct, and try again. I think that's one of the key cruxes to entrepreneurship. And then, of course, as you do that, you build a flywheel, right? Jim Collins' book, Flywheel, and you keep growing and growing from there. But if you're not willing to test, you're not willing to iterate, you're not willing to try, again, you'll hear me quote Seth Godin quite a bit. You'll hear, you're not willing to put out in the market and see, does this work? You'll never launch, Renee. As I'm sure you know, you'll never launch. You'll just be sitting in a little dark room wondering, should I do it? Hit the publish button and see.
Right, exactly. And what's the worst that can happen, right?
Right, that's right.
I love what you said. So what? Stuff happens. So what? What are we going to do? Yeah. Life is hard. Business is hard. Relationships are hard. Yeah. There's hardness all around us. But just because things are hard doesn't mean we can't do it. We can do hard things. I keep seeing that everywhere. You can do hard things. I can do hard things. We all can do hard things. We can't let those hard things crush us. We have to, like Donnie McClurkin said, when we fall down, we just get back up again. And I love that you brought that into this conversation, because it's having that intestinal fortitude to feel the fear and do it anyway. That is becoming way too rare.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially with our newer generation. I want them to be strong. I want them to know that they can do hard things.
Yes.
And as they're building these things out and growing their businesses, one of the things that's so important is for them to have systems and processes that scale. So why do you believe that systems are key for solo founders to scale?
For sure. Let me go back to one more thing, if I may, Renee. Let me just pull that thread a little bit more on this do hard things, and let me know what you think about this, Renee. I think we're not talking about here, everybody, just to be very clear, for those in the room, like Ramon and Renee said, just do it. Calm down, people. Is that it's also mean we're not talking about being reckless. As Dave Ramsey says, we don't want, in his Southern drawl, we don't want fatal errors. So I think that's important to note. Do hard things, take risk, launch. But Renee and I, and you'll speak for yourself, Renee, if you agree with me, we're not talking about being reckless. We're not talking about everybody has a certain level of risk. Renee may say, you know what? In an easy example, I can risk $75,000. That's what her threshold is. Ramon may say, no, for me, let me try this. I can try to risk 1,000, just as a metaphor. Would you co-sign on that, Renee?
Absolutely. 100%. And as you're assessing those risks, there is benefit in getting wise counsel from people who may have already been there, done that, had some experiences that they can share with you to kind of help you determine whether or not this path you're about to go down, it could, there's some things to think about. Yep. Not saying don't go down that path, but if you do choose to go down this path, just know that this is my experience and it could be yours as well. And this is what I would have done differently had I known now what I know then what I know now. You know what I mean? Right. So yeah, so I think that as you're deciding what hard things to do, get that wise counsel, pray about everything. And then get confirmation and get peace about what it is, this direction is that you're about to go down. And that usually will work itself out, one stair step at a time.
Yeah, no, I like that. And you asked, and I will answer the question now, Renee, you asked about systems. And I'll give an example, if I may. I keep referring back to the process that I had with you just in the last few minutes, if I may. Is it okay if I lean in on that? Because I think it's a great example.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So your team member, Renee was not there the first second. That's a positive thing. That's a positive thing, people. Renee was not there the first 3 minutes. Team member was there. Number 3, I was walked through. Very simple. Now, Renee, I've been on 5,892 podcasts on all sorts of platforms. I know how to adjust my mic. I know what I'm doing. But the team member, shout out to, I can say her name, but I'll shout out to the team member, walked me through a particular process, which you probably do every time you interview somebody. She said, check, boom, boom. Now, one thing was not done properly, and I checked that button. So my point is, that's an example, people. It's a simple example, but if you want to deliver that McDonald's, that Wendy's, that Burger King is my favorite, whatever you want, that exceptional excellence each time, you must have systems. Walk through, here's how we do it, the exact same way. So then it's replicable. So that team member who served me today, right? She's able to do something else in your organization. Somebody else can fill in her role, but the system's there. And you catch things that may not go wrong. I had one thing, just a minor geek thing. I had the not the full resolution on. What if that wasn't caught? But the reason that was caught is because the system works. So we can go on this for the next 4 hours if you want, Renee, but that's a simple example to say this in a simplified way. The reason why I'm so focused on systems, even for the smaller business, you don't have to be Tesla or $1 billion brand, is because systems, even simple systems, are the key to scaling, the key to growth, the key to an easier day, the key to less mistakes. Simple, even systems. And then you can build on systems. And I'll tell you all a secret, Renee, ChatGPT and all this, it's just systems, meaning the prompts. It's just taking all that we've been talking about for 20 years, 10 years, and systematizing it in with automation. So those are a few things. I hope that wasn't too confusing. Did that make any sense? What I said, Renee?
No, it made perfect sense. It made absolute sense. And I love the example that you used of your experience working with us, that when you get a system in place and you know, okay, if I want to get to point B, I need to start at point A, and I need to do A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, then I get to B. If you can do that over and over and over again, how good do you get at that? How efficient do you become? So great. And then you can pass this on to not one person, 2 people, 3 people, 10, 20, 100 people doing it all the same way, making you look good every single time.
Yes,
I love it.
And it did. You did. I was impressed. And less mistakes are made. You know, you take a look at some of the biggest incidents of time, and I'll just, say it honorably, but Space Shuttle Challenger had issues at 40 years, 30 years, whatever it was, some time ago. As they look back, simple thing, O-ring, I'm not an astronaut, but, they said, hey, that was something, cold weather, simple device caused that tragic accident. That's just one of many things I can think about. It's easy to say it was a systems failure, but you get what I'm trying to metaphorize, is that that system was checked. Maybe that ring would have been there, and the repercussions for decades wouldn't have been there if somebody or a team would have followed a simple procedure.
100%. 100%. I get that. And it is just so critical, so key, and especially to avoid negative consequences. Yeah. When you skip a step, or even if you build your checklist and you have your systems and you skip a step, the consequences and repercussions of skipping that one step can be devastating to the whole process, set you back. In our case, it doesn't really impact lives the way the challengers did, but you get what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
You can't skip the steps. All the steps are there for a reason. They all matter, and they all have domino effects if they are missed.
Yeah.
So that is so critical to developing systems that work and discovering. And these will evolve as technology changes, as processes changes. You become more efficient and understand how to get things done in a quicker way, more efficient way, because of new products and services or whatever. It all matters, and it all changes things. And I think one of the things as solo entrepreneurs, sometimes we may start from nothing.
Absolutely.
And we make a couple dollars and we're thinking, oh, I'm doing good. I made a couple dollars. But the idea of thinking bigger than anything they could ever imagine can sometimes be a challenge. Have you come across this in the people that you've worked with?
For sure. And your team is kind enough to have one of my event series, Genius Talks, here. Renee, that was only birthed just a few months ago. And it got me thinking, what more can I do? How can I maximize what I'm trying to do? I'm in the streets trying to do better, not struggling per se, but trying to do better. So my point is, that's an example right there. Okay, wow, there's all these kind of big events, big TEDx and amazing things that we look at and go to. I said, I wonder if I could do that. I wonder, can I? We're in our 3rd series of Genius Talks, Renee, because what you just said, me thinking bigger and adding everything we've just said in this conversation. I have an operations manager. She's helping me to systematize it so I can scale. 3rd, Renee, those who are not like that, Renee, you seem like one of those dialed in person, perfect persons. You had everything organized. Renee, that is not me. That is not me. But there's hope, because even people, quote unquote, like me, we can hire. We can get people to help us to build the systems that we can work within. So it wouldn't have happened, but that's an example, yes, of this aspect of even in my own business, thinking bigger. It's an essential aspect of entrepreneurship, because once you build the system, now you have something that's scalable. Now you can say, what more can we do? Now you can take the team, the infrastructure that you have. Now you can build on that. Now you can dream bigger. Now you can think better and do more than maybe what you were doing last year, better what you were doing 6 months ago. And this is entrepreneurship. So yes, I'm seeing this in my own business. And it's a little scary, I must say. I've done big events and all that, but I haven't done it, pre-COVID, post-COVID, I haven't done it. So I'm like, you know what? Genius Talks Mastermind. Let's try it. But I know I have to give full attribution to my team, as you have a team, to operations as you all do, to systems as you all do. That's the only way this would scale and grow. All the things that you talk about, all the things that your company does, only way it can be done.
Yes, absolutely. 100%. And I'm glad that you recognize that you, number one, don't have to do it all yourself.
That's right.
And number two, that there are people who love to do the things that you absolutely may hate doing, but are so necessary to getting the job done, to getting you to that next level.
Yeah.
I find too that sometimes, and some of the folks in my circle that I've encountered, a part of their growth had to come from a mindset change around money. And they had to think differently about their relationship with money in order to think bigger, because they might think, well, this is where I'm at is the most I've ever had. Why would I want more? Do you know what I mean?
Ooh, that's powerful, Renee.
So that mindset shift, I think, is so critical for entrepreneurs to do some self-analysis, get aware of how you think about money and what you think that next level is, and whether it's achievable for you.
Yes. Yeah. No, the money mindset shift, Renee, is everything. And I think I'm glad you said that, because I just love this conversation. We've talked about systems, talked about thinking bigger, money and money mindset shift, and or any shift. Me doing the wrong affirmations, even to myself, Renee. This may be like, you may be Renee, the therapist for me today. We'll see. Of saying, I'm not strategic, I'm not detailed, claiming those things. Yes, there's facts about me. We're all different, but I need to probably more say on the positive. So the point is the aspects of what we're talking about here. This third leg is essential. The shifting one's mindset. You grew up every day with your mama saying, you're no good. You grew up every day with your daddy saying hey, we don't have enough money. You grew up thinking this, thinking that, whatever it may be about yourself, about your way of life. Those things can impact how you are as an adult. But if you're able to shift, and as you and I, Renee, knows, we know, renewing of your mind, shifting that, this is, come on now, this is the way to then start walking as your mind is renewed and changed. This is the way to do it. And so, yes, entrepreneurs, the things that may keeping you stuck could be what happened when you were 3, could be what happened when you were 16. Some of that stuff has to change, and whether it's therapy and prayer and talking to pastors and more, but some of that stuff has to change, because you can build all the funnels in the world. You can hire Renee and get her good systems, get her team to help you, but you may still be impoverished in the mind because you have been healed in your soul.
Oh, that'll preach.
Come on.
Father. That will preach. That is so good. You haven't been healed in your soul. In order for you to get to that next level, you got to get healed. That spoke right to me right here.
You need another soundtrack. Y'all have the clapping sound. You need like preach
we do
soundtrack.
need a clapping sound. Where's our clapping sound?
You need amen. You need
right. Get healed in your soul so you can move on up to that next level. Think bigger, do more, impact more lives, be all that you're called to be, because no one can do what you were called to do. So I'm just saying.
Amen. I love it.
So as we start thinking more about the personal branding and the celebrity CEO and how you're building your business and the models that you have put together, how does all of this play into personal branding and actually becoming, known without people even really hearing a word?
I love it. I think you keep doing it over and over again. Renee, what you're building, what you're doing, you and I have a newish relationship here, but I'm looking at the lower thirds. I'm looking at the stream coming across right now. Live stream editors. You just keep doing it over and over and over it. Keep showing people what you're doing, how you're doing it. Keep bringing people to the platform. You haven't said a word about what you do. I've amplified what you did like 6 times already. You haven't even said at all what you do. So my point is, that's how you do it. People ask me, Renee, I was speaking 4 times in the last 4 weeks. Ramon, how can I get on more stages? How can I speak like you? They can't speak like me. Impossible. And I can't speak like them. But the point is, I say just do it. Be an absolutely the best stage crushing speaker in the world. You don't got to say too much. People will see exactly what you do. So this aspect of personal branding, Renee, it's so important. Yes, you have the corporate brand. You know, Renee, what's the name of your Elevate Help Now CEO? You got live stream editors, your corporate brands. End of the day, Renee, it goes back to me and you. Renee Hastings, how does she show up? How does she appear? How does she not appear? What is she doing? What is she not doing? Same with me. So over time is one thing. That's one thing. It takes time. Number 2, it takes consistency. Number 3, it takes doing excellent work. You build those together, time, consistency, doing excellent work, your brand naturally will explode. It can't, you just can't help it. Those 3 things together, it's domination.
Time, consistency, and excellent work.
That's it.
I love it. Those 3 things will definitely get you to that next level. Now, Ramon, is there one particular thing that inspired your book? Like, was there one, like something that happened and you're like, I need to write about this. This is a whole thing.
Yes. It was actually other people. So my book is Celebrity CEO, really helping people understand the concepts of how to build their personal brand. And I think it was just other people saying, Ramon, how have you built your personal brand? How have you been in the Wall Street Journal, New York Times, Fox Business, MSNBC? Have you been on the biggest stage of the world? How did you get Gary Vaynerchuk to ask you to host his event, doing partnerships with Seth Godin? And I can drop names all day long. I was just on stage with John Maxwell. How? Part of it is being the celebrity CEO of my industry. And Renee, everybody has the opportunity to do this. Very few of us are going to be Beyonce or Oprah Winfrey, whatever. Very few of us. We can claim it all day long, but that's just very few people will be the next Tony Robbins. Very few. But everybody, Renee, has the opportunity to be well-known in their niche. Seth Godin has an article out called Famous to Your Cousin. Will Renee be Mr. Beast? Maybe one day, but let's assume that doesn't happen. Thank you so much, celebrity CEO. But I bet Renee can be well-known, I'm making it up now, faith-based focused entrepreneurs who are solo business owners who need help with their live streams. Renee can be well-known in that niche. And Renee, there's a lot of money just in that. You don't have to be like, I want to work for ABC. So that's the concept of celebrity CEO, being well-known in your niche, well-known in your field. Myself, Renee, what am I well-known? If you take a large corporate brand that has a focus on the small business market that's looking for an influencer, I'm probably well-known to most of them. I had to niche down 3 levels. You just heard me, but I'm known. You may not be. That's not your calling. That's not what you're trying to, in this fun conversation do. But we all can be to own that niche.
Wow. I love how you just kind of put something out there to make me think thoughts I hadn't thought before.
Renee's like, huh?
Like,
I can. Renee's
something.
Renee's not even in the interview right now. She's like probably texting to her team.
Right?
Team,
I'm like, okay, make a note of that. Note to self. Okay, go back and watch it.
And let me know how that goes, because I'd love to help. So we'll forget the interview. I want to be a partner. I want to be an affiliate. Let me know. Because what I experienced today, it may not be for everybody, but there's a number of people. They're like, Ramon, I can't even spell StreamYard, live stream, restream, lower thirds. What is that? I have Canva, but I'm stuck. Renee can get it done. You're looking at Renee can get it done on her team. It's done.
I love it. And you are 100% correct. So yes, I love where you're leading me in my thoughts. And I'm just so grateful to you for that. And so as we continue, I can't believe we're almost running out of time. This has been such a fantastic show. I have so many more questions.
I love it. We can do it again.
But Ramon, as you're building a business, it can get to be so big and so much. How do you balance, though, authenticity and visibility? Where do you draw the line? Is there a line that needs to be drawn?
I was just finished hosting Renee Social Media Marketing World. And one of the things they said over and over and over again was the power of being more human. Out of all the things we're doing, all the fancy things we're doing, you have a great setup here and all the things we're doing. For those who are like Ramon, I don't even know where to start. Just be you, be more human. So that's one. Part of that being more human, Renee, that authenticity is I think we do have to be a bit vulnerable. I don't want to just see Renee with her perfect background setting, and I'm at my studio. I have a nice studio too, like you have. I don't just want to see Ramon or Renee like that. I want to see just Ramon in his jogging pants, just doing what he does. I want to see him just in the stove. What's up, y'all? That Tabitha Brown kind of, hi, y'all.
Yeah.
So that's part of the authenticity. Now, where it's too much is, and now I have talked about my challenges with some, I'll put it this way, darknesses and things I've struggled with. I've talked relatively public about this. But as I heard from Dr. J.J. Peterson, doing it too much means now people don't know if they should follow you or trust you because you're just bringing them down. So that's the balance is be you, open up a bit. It's okay for Renee to talk about, for example, hey guys, I know I'm a live stream editor queen. I do this all day. One of our live streams failed today. Here's why. That's a good thing. So is that helpful, Ren? I want to pause because I want you. I'm not sure if I'm being clear what I'm trying to say, but that's the balance of being clear, being authentic, being open, but yet you don't have to blab on people. You can use it as anchor to endear them to you that I'm human, but I got my stuff together. Does that kind of make sense what I'm trying to?
Yes, it absolutely does. We are human. When we show up as our authentic selves, which is not 100% perfect all the time. Right. Let's just be honest. And if you think you are 100% perfect all the time, then we need it. That's a whole nother conversation. But when we make mistakes, people just see us as human. It's okay to have vulnerability. It's okay to be humble and recognize, oh, dang, I messed up. But what did I learn? Like your friend said, so what? Okay. Not so what in a bad way, but not so what now? Now that I have come to this realization, I've made this mistake. How do I recover? How do I make the next move? What is the next move to try to, whether it's make up for something, whatever it is, be authentic, be true. And when you balance that authenticity in how you are presenting socially, people become more endeared to you. That's what I think I heard you say.
You understand, you translated Ramonisms just perfectly.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And so, Ramon, as you've been on all these big stages, what are some lessons that you learned from speaking at these major events?
Yeah, I think one, especially as far as how to get invited back, be the best of the best at what you do. And regarding speaking, you must be the best of the best. Number two, know your material very, very well. It's okay to have a cheat sheet, have a little note, but know your material well. Number three, know how to recover seamlessly from mistakes that you may make a few times. Know how to recover seamlessly. Number four, especially what I do, understand, Renee, it is a performance. It is a performance. So you have to be able to build that in. And I think five, Renee, I can go on many points on this, but get better and better at your craft. Get better and better at it. The more and more you do it, the better and better you'll get. That's what I've learned.
Yes. 100%. And that could actually start even by being guests on other people's podcasts.
100%.
If you have a booking agent who is booking you on 3 to 4 shows a week, and you keep saying the same thing over and over again about who you are in your business and how you help people, that's going to become so second nature. Like you can just weave it into any conversation eventually when you get more practice. So that's just one of the ways. And there's all these other, avenues and opportunities for speaking, in smaller audiences, speaking to smaller audiences to kind of warm your way. Because once you speak to, 50 people, it's easier to speak to 100 people, which makes it easier to speak to 1,000 people, which probably I'm assuming makes it easier to speak to hundreds of thousands of people.
It does. And I must say, Renee, the other thing to do, and I know time may be short here. I mean, I got 4 more days I can spend with you. So if you want to get a cup of coffee or get some water, I can wait if you want to.
Yes, yes, please. We'll get it on the calendar.
But the other thing I'll just add quickly here is that going back to podcast is that, yes, ask friends who give you grace. Hey, can I be on their podcast? It's new. blah, blah, blah. And what I'm trying to set up to, and again, see if you can interpret this, Renee, for me. But when you approach Renee and you say you want to be on her podcast, you don't know her, this is not the one to practice on. I just wanted to be clear on that, uplift you. You can practice with your friends, let them know. But, Ramon said podcast. I heard Ramon. Hey, Ramon knows Renee. Hey, Ramon, can you hook me up? Well, I know you're not so great spoken. I know you're not conscious of the clock. I know you can't speak at bullet points. I know I wouldn't have you practice on Renee. Wouldn't be fair. So I just want to clarify that. Don't just think, Renee Hastings on MSNBC. No, this is a proper podcast interview. You got to bring a proper here too. I have a mic. I brought this. I'm out of my studio showing people. I brought this. I have a camera, a separate external camera attached here. I have something elevating my notebook. I did the best I could, even though I'm not in my regular studio lighting. So you got to bring it, people, when you want it. Don't just think, it's only this. Bring it all day long.
All day. I love that. 100%. Leave it all on the field every single time you do it, like it's going to be the last time, because what you say matters. People will hang on your words today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, 10 years from now. Your words matter. This is going to be out there in the universe, in the internet world for forever. So you want to get better at your craft behind the scenes so that when you show up, then you show up correct. You come correct.
I love that. Hey, amen.
But what if they're afraid? That's my last question. What if they're afraid? This is all about coming over fear, doing it anyway, even though you're afraid.
Yeah.
What if they're afraid? How do they overcome it?
The only way to overcome fear, y'all not going to like this answer, but the only way to overcome fear is to overcome fear. Now, Ramon, that's not helpful. I'm sorry, because it's a choice we have to make to do it. And I'll give 2 examples. I wasn't sure, and I think as a season, I was afraid to go in water. Not go in water, but afraid. I didn't know how to swim. Let me put it that way. Didn't know how to swim. Renee, I took swimming lessons. I signed up for 20. I took 19. I still can't swim, but I sat in the bottom of the pool. I jumped in the pool at a trainer because I wanted to conquer the fear. I made a decision, a choice. I must conquer this, and I did. Second example, this was many years ago. I'm 53. This was many years ago when I was, a teenager or so. But I was at a leadership training course at a college. And we had to jump off, 50 feet, 30 feet? I don't know how high it is, Renee, the telephone pole things, 30 feet probably. Something, and to jump off that into a net, something like that. You had a choice. Go on the pole and walk down. Renee's already like, stop, Ramon. Walk down, just walk down it, with your hands, or jump. It's a choice. I chose to jump. So my point is, things like that, after you've had it in the practice, you've had the coach, you've had the mentor, you got to do it. This is your choice, everybody. It's your opportunity to show up when it's time to show up and get in the arena. You can stay on the stadium, on the sidelines all day long. Some of you, maybe that's it. But some of you, I guarantee it's not your time to stay on the sidelines. It's your time to get in the arena, join me and Renee, and flourish.
Yes, 100%. That deserves an applause. I agree with you 100%. Go for it. Make the choice to do the hard thing and overcome that fear. Just do it. Just do it. It'll be scary. Your heart's going to race. You'll probably get real nervous. There'll be a lot of butterflies in your stomach. You'll probably feel like you're going to throw up. It's okay. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. So, Ramon, this has been such a fantastic conversation. I'm so thrilled that our audience got to benefit from your knowledge, your skills, your wisdom, your golden nuggets of sharing your gray matter with us. Truly has been a blessing. How can people stay in touch with you if they want to learn more about how they can become their own celebrity CEO and overcome their fears? They have to reach out to you.
Thank you, Renee. Yes, and exactly what your team has kindly put up right here is the best way to do it. RamonRay.com. RamonRay.com is probably the best place to get to know what I'm doing. Come and visit us at one of our in-person events called Genius Talks. If anybody wants to work with me, RamonRay.com is the best place to go. And it's just been so grateful, Renee, to be with you and experience a bit of the Renee process. And your team is amazing. And RamonRay.com or Genius Talks events. Appreciate being with you so much.
Awesome. Ramon, you were made for something great. Go and be awesome.